Go ahead, Scott.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Notice of public meeting of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville. Pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act, notice is hereby given that the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 12 of the Charter of said city, will convene a regular meeting on Tuesday, September the 15th, 2009, at 6 p.m. in the Commission Chambers on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall Federal Building located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas. Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Hey, if you don't mind, I'm gonna allow Rick Longoria to do the invocation.
Pastor, please.
I know you come all the time, but I'm gonna give y'all, if you allow me to allow Rick, Commissioner Longoria to say the invocation.
Let us bow our heads, please. Dear Lord, we give thanks for this wonderful day. We ask for the wonderful blessings that have been bestowed upon us and our families in our city. We once again thank you for the rain that we received in the city. We ask for continued blessings. We thank you, Lord, for the blessing that you have given us, that we've been able to balance this budget, and we've been able to spare the people of Brownsville from a tax increase so that they may prosper within their families and within our economy. We give you thanks for the blessings we receive, and we ask for nothing but continued blessings. In this we pray. Amen.
Item number 1, consent agenda items A through H.
So move.
We got a motion
Second.
by Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Camarillo to consent agenda items. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, consideration and action to appoint or reappoint 4 members to the Building and Standards Commission.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to appoint Reynaldo Garza to the Board of Adjustments.
Can I get a second on that?
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Camarillo, second by Commissioner Longoria. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I think I had one, but he left his application.
Yes, Commissioner, you have one, and Commissioner Longoria also has one.
What's his name?
Juan Pablo Martinez.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Juan Pablo Martinez.
Second.
I got a motion and a second by Commissioner Triani. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to reappoint my appointment to the board, which is Mr. Armando Magallanes.
Second.
All right, I got a motion by Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Camarillo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Also, the mayor had an appointment. Do we wait until he gets back, or can we do it right now?
I'll make the motion to appoint Estela Mbaí.
Second.
I got a motion to appoint Estela Baez, seconded by Commissioner Triani. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 3, public comment period.
I got the first one here would be Mary Elizabeth Holzman.
Holman.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Mary Elizabeth Holman. I live in West Brownsville, and I'm very concerned about the proposed West Parkway the county wants to build. On February 2nd, 2009, the city commissioners voted on a resolution stating that they were against the tolled highway, then called the West Loop. The West Parkway is the same project with a new name. It is still a high-speed highway that will cut through West Brownsville on the now Union Pacific right-of-way, and it will still charge people to use it by paying tolls. I am concerned about the perceived support the city is giving to this project as they televise the CCMRA's neighborhood meeting about the West Parkway with La Iglesia Bautista of West Brownsville on August 9th. This meeting has been televised many times on the city's TV station. As of this afternoon, this video had been pulled off the air because, as they said over at Channel 12, they don't show propaganda on that channel. I don't think the city should have ever aired this meeting of the CCMRA, which is part of the Cameron County government. I watched it and I saw Pastor Navarro encouraging his church members to support the building of this parkway. I don't have trouble with Mr. Navarro talking with his congregation, but a private opinion should not be aired. Even though this propaganda video has been pulled, it has already run for a couple of weeks. They had a chance to tell their version of the toll road. We who oppose the tollway should also be allowed to explain our side on the city channel as well. And I feel a public acknowledgement that this video was inappropriate and out of order. Can you help us? I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. I will be emailing you a copy of my comments. Thank you for listening to me.
We appreciate your concerns, and just to let you know, it was pulled, but two wrongs don't make a right.
But I think at this point, a public acknowledgement that that should never, and here's a copy if anyone needs it, should ever have been aired on the TV station, and in the future, there should be policies in place to keep private opinions off of your city channel.
You're exactly right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got the next one, George Farish.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners. It's good to be back in this chamber. My name is George Farish. I just wanted to speak very briefly this evening on a subject that has become of great interest to me over the years that I've lived here in Brownsville, which now tallies about 7. And that is, as some of you probably would guess, arts and culture. I understand that you all went through a very challenging budget season this year. And I want to start by commending all of you for sitting down and working through the hard math that it took to arrive at a budget. I certainly don't envy the task that you all had before you, and folks like Pete Gonzalez and Charlie Cabler. I really do commend the spirit of cooperation that I think all of you exhibited. Having said that, I am still naturally concerned about the level of funding that was provided for arts and culture. And when I say arts and culture, I mean the arts, history, and all of those things that typically fall under culture. And I'd like tonight, while I have just a couple of minutes, to present a suggestion for your consideration as we look to the future. Right now, the country is suffering from a great recession, and we're hopefully going to learn some things from this. And I hope likewise the city will learn a few things from what we've just experienced in this most recent budget cycle. So let me just real quickly say my suggestion, and that is the arts and culture budget operated on a sort of a roller coaster this year. Most groups were cut 50 to 70%, and that's pretty debilitating. It'd be debilitating for a library, it'd be debilitating for any department here in the city. And we realize that any arts institution really requires a village to support. So we know that the city can't be the end-all for these groups, but I think if the city were to consider establishing something like a reserve fund for arts and culture, whereby the city took a 3-year running average of the hotel occupancy tax and put that into a fund and simply distributed the 3-year rolling average, they could then park the additional funds in reserve so that the years where revenues are significantly down, that reserve fund could be tapped. Of course, we do this with our fund balance for operating. I think it's something that could really help stabilize arts and culture, because our community really deserves to have healthy, strong, professionally run arts organizations in a reserve fund balance, much the way endowments are run, for example, by universities. Running on a 3-year average distribution, I think, would really help stabilize these groups, and it's something that I would ask you to consider, perhaps in the form of an ordinance. So with that, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And George, congratulations
Thank
to you and your family.
Oh yeah, congratulations, you're gonna have a kid. His wife's pregnant, and I want to congratulate him and his wife. It'll be an honor to have another kid born in Brownsville. Next. We have Leticia Garzonia.
Garzoria.
Yeah.
Good evening, City Commission and Mayor Pro Tem. I just want to thank you. For your efforts, the creativity, and your valor that you have shown. It's not easy to make hard decisions. I want to thank you because it means a lot to so many people. I go in the community and there's questions, and you know what? It's good to come up with a positive answer. Everybody likes a positive answer. I want to thank you for listening to the public and realizing that we have our plight. It affects all of us, but it took courage and working together. I think that if we work together, we can do so much. We are a community and we are bonded together. There's no differences between any of us, but we have a big challenge ahead of us. The prosperity, the health, the security of this area, which we love, where we were born and where we raised our children. I thank you so much, and I want to wish you continued success, and I want you to know that I have good feelings for this commission, and I want you to walk in wisdom, courage, valor, and love. Love is the greatest thing that bonds us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Item 4, consideration and action on resolution number 2009-055 to establish the city's intention to reimburse itself for the prior lawful expenditure of funds relating to constructing various capital infrastructure improvements to the city's combined utility system from the proceeds of tax-exempt commercial paper notes to be issued by the city for authorized purposes, to authorize other matters incident and related thereto.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, City Commissioners. My name is Leandro Garcia, Chief Financial Officer for Brownsville PUB. What this resolution calls for, or by passing the resolution, it'll provide for compliance with IRS regulations pertaining to the issuance of tax-exempt commercial paper notes. The PUB has a $50 million commercial paper program, and what we've done in the past and continue to do is, on some projects, provide some interim financing with internal funds, and then when we arrive at a good round number to actually go out and issue the notes, we have to declare, like other public entities, our intent to reimburse the PUB, at the time that the debt is issued. So this will set our declaration of intent to reimburse PUB in anticipation of issuing those future commercial paper notes that are being managed under the PUB's $50 million commercial paper program. Any questions on that?
Does everybody understand what he said? Huh?
We have
Let the
water
people
and
at home know a
wastewater
little
capital
better
projects
what
that we have to fund, and we provide interim financing when we issue the contracts and pay bills. If today I'm paying a bill of $500, tomorrow $1,000, we can cover the interim payments of bills on those projects. When we reach a level of about $5 million or $10 million, it's when it's worthwhile for us to go to the market, get the parties involved, Goldman Sachs, State Street, to go out in the market and issue those notes. And what this does, it lays out the intent to reimburse PUB accounts from those proceeds. So instead of issuing notes on a daily basis, like I say, 1,000 here, 10,000 there. We wait and accumulate and provide interim financing until we reach a good balance that the marketing agent can take out to the market for us. And that usually falls between 5, 10 million range. So we have to establish the intent or declare the intent to reimburse PUB accounts.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yep.
But we have to continue with, paying the vendors that are doing the projects on a daily basis.
And in the past, you've been here with Mr. Gonzalez, Noe, and also the financial advisor. You've discussed this program publicly with us, and you've talked about how you bundle the amounts, and then you'll go back and you'll get the note consolidated, and then have sometimes at this one point it'll be flexible, and you'll try to get a long-term fixed rate.
That's correct. The commercial paper program allows us to, on a short-term basis, get the notes, get proceeds. Right now, the rate is 0.4%, 40 basis points, very, very favorable. As soon as we reach the limit of 50 million, close to 40, 45 million, then we take it out long and engage the market, and at that point, hopefully achieve a good interest rate, coupon rate.
Okay. Thank you.
Move to approve. Second.
Second.
I got a motion to approve by Commissioner Camarillo, seconded by Commissioner Longoria. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thanks, Don.
Motion carries.
Item 5, consideration and action to authorize the city of Brownsville to enter into a contract with the town of Rancho Viejo to furnish firefighting services.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners, you have before you an interlocal agreement for us to provide fire service to the city of Rancho Viejo for the amount of $27,500 a year. 500 a year.
A year or a month?
A year.
A
Was this
year.
the
How do
same
y'all
rate?
come up with
The
that?
same
Same
rate
rate
as the
as
last
last
3 years.
It couldn't increase by.
They came back to Pete and I and told us that they're having the same situation we're going as far as finance is concerned, and asked if just this once contract year that give it the same year, at the same amount.
What does it do to our staff?
It doesn't, it's our current
Sure,
staff
but does
that's
it put
in
us-
place goes.
Doesn't put a strain on them?
No, sir. Our calls are minimum compared to everything else we do. Last 3 years, we did 6 calls, 8 calls, and 12 calls.
Do we get reimbursement through the Emergency Services District, through the county?
Not for Rancho Viejo, ma'am.
Is it that they've not applied to receive
they're
reimbursements, or they don't
They're
qualify?
No, they're incorporated, that's why, ma'am.
Okay.
Chief, if we can't go out there for whatever reason because all of our units are being occupied, who else services Rancho Viejo?
No one else, sir. They have a small volunteer group,
Okay.
but I don't know if they're still active or not.
We should annex them.
Chief, but even in the situation, given the situation, similar to Brownsville, whoever comes in as a secondary would be the person to go treat or go respond to Rancho Viejo, wouldn't it? We don't respond to Rancho Viejo for medical calls, it's only fire.
Okay, just fine.
So this is only a fire contract.
Okay.
In case you were wondering about that, it's only a fire contract. I believe South Texas, out of Harlingen, service Rancho Viejo.
So again, Chief, for whatever reason that we couldn't go out there, we're not obligated to reimburse them for, let's say we missed a fire, 2 fires, we're not obligated to give anything back at the end of the year, correct?
And God forbid that would happen, sir, I would
Right.
call mutual aid on that. No, it wouldn't, it shouldn't happen. We got things in place to be able to do that.
Okay.
I mean, can they hold us liable? if we
No,
don't-
sir, because I guarantee you, we will make some kind of adjustment to be able to respond to it. Would approve?
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Longoria, seconded by Commissioner Gowan. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 6, consideration and action to authorize the city manager to sign a contract with the Community Development Corporation of Brownsville for the Neighborhood Stabilization Grant Program offered by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs under the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem, City Commissioners, tonight I ask you to allow the city manager to sign a contract with CDCB for purchase of property and for demolition. Total of $616,000 is our part of this application that we jointly submitted to the state. It was the third largest funding allocation. CDCB did an excellent job. They received $3,662,000. It's a regional application. City of Combs, La Feria also participated, as well as the city of Brownsville. So ask for your permission to ask the city manager to sign this contract.
Ben, what is the amount, the amount for rehabilitation versus,
I believe it's about
demolition?
200,000 for demolition. The rest is buying foreclosed property.
okay, but it's not demolishing any homes?
It
is for demo?
Slum and blight, yes, abandoned homes.
Does anybody have any more questions?
Move to approve?
I got a motion by Commissioner Camarillo, seconded by Commissioner Longoria. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 7, consideration and action on resolution number 2009-056 for a municipality master services interlocal contract between Harris County Department of Education and the City of Brownsville.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Mayor Pro Tem. This is a resolution to allow Harris County Department of Education and the City of Brownsville to have a cooperative purchasing contract for construction services.
So what do they provide, Commissioner?
Well, it's like an interlocal agreement with other entity. In this case, if they have any procurements that we can use, like construction contracts for goods and services, we can use some.
So they provide pricing, things like that?
That is correct.
That's data, okay.
Something similar like to Bywar, HGAC. It's an interlocal agreement.
And if it's to Harris County, is that, again, Harris County
Harris
firms
County.
and people, and it's not our local, I mean, we'd have that, correct?
Well, there's a few contractors that do construction within the state of Texas. They just move down over here to do construction. If we have a need for, like, let's say, for example, job order contracting, we can request a proposal from them. And then we can go out for bids with our local construction companies also to get bids.
But we still keep that open to our local,
Yes,
if we
sir.
have any local
Yes, we do.
businesses?
Every time we have a
Okay.
procurement, the first thing we do is to have our local contractors to participate.
Do we have,
Thanks, Mr. Luna.
do we have any agreements like this with other counties? I'm just curious.
We have agreements with other cities, like City of Laredo. We have it with McAllen. We have it with different entities, depending on the needs or services that,
And just for clarification, we're not, are we obligated to use it? I mean, I understand we have the buy board and we have different
We're not
items like that.
obligated.
Okay, we're not
It's just an
obligated.
option.
Just an option?
Mhm.
And obviously, we're going to go and look at the local options.
That is correct. The
Okay.
first option for the city is to go out for bids with the local companies first. And then if we can take advantage of any procurement that is out there on for a good price, then we have that option. But it's always an option.
And then what about the situation where, are you still going to review the qualifications, or somehow are the people who are already qualified through Harris County automatically qualified for us as well?
Well, it works both ways. Yes. It's the same for us as it is for them. The qualified people that we have, construction companies or whatever contracts we have, they also have the option of using our contractors or the contracts that we have in place. Yes.
Okay.
Any other question?
And is this like a web deal, or this is just more like of a, some sort of a publication?
It's a, well,
Or is it both?
we get in contact, like the purchasing, our department with their department, and we share contracts. We talk to each
Okay.
other.
So there's no formal web-based, catalog that we're sharing or that we're
They
or
do
that we're
have,
both accessing?
they have a listing of all their contracts on the website, the same as what we have. And we share information back and forth as to if there's a need for any particular service that we don't have locally, we can always access their database, or we can contact Harrison County and try to see if they have something available. And we do the same thing with the City of San Antonio, Corpus Christi, McAllen, any other city.
Sounds good.
It's a network.
Move to approve?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Camarillo, second by Commissioner Trani. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 8, consideration and action to award a contract for the Texas Department of Agriculture Livestock Facility Relocation Project for the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport.
Based on the successful negotiations with the proposed firm, the staff recommend the award of a contract for the relocation of the Texas Department of Agriculture facility at the Brownsville South Padre Island International Airport to be awarded to Siwa Corporation. It's a company out of Brownsville, Texas, in the amount of $1,078,540.34. This company is willing to complete the work within 270 consecutive calendar days, and funding for this procurement, it's available through the GBIC fund.
Mr. Luna, I had a quick question. You know, I understand HNTV's done some work on this, and part of the packet was, they showed some photos or some, you know, similar projects that I guess were done in the past, and the facility and the movement of the facility would, you know, these projects would mirror those photos. One of the things I guess that got my attention was, do we have any say, or, you know, to provide input on, there's a main structure, there's one building, and it's just like this standard brick building, but do we have any say as to any of the design of it? And the reason why I say the reason why I ask if we can provide any input is because if this is in Bronzeville and it's going to be by the airport, and we have the opportunity to move it, and when the funds are there, you know, I'd like it to resemble, you know, like the old Market Square, or at least show the tower, the dome-like structure, so people when they're coming in, they know, wow, well that's part of Bronzeville. But if we don't have any say regarding the design, I mean, I'd just like to know.
At this point, I believe everything was negotiated. What you see on it was, I believe I included a sketch of the design.
Right.
But if part of the negotiation was to have a building for the exotic animals, if I'm not mistaken, I believe part of the construction design, it's been somehow negotiated. If for some reason, if we increase the design or we make changes, we're probably looking into maybe a change order, or maybe we can negotiate some line items.
Right. So we don't have any, you know, any input on the design. Like, primarily, for example, the actual office structure and the parking. Well, that's a building that should look something like from Bronzeville,
I understand.
if it can happen.
This facility is being relocated out of the public side.
Okay.
Is being relocated from the west side of the airport by the terminal to the east side of the airport at the end of the foreign trade zone, very much out of the public side. They won't see it.
It's going to be all the way in the
Part of
back.
the reason is this facility creates some environmental hazards associated with the activity that's carried on there, the use of the activity, and so forth. In addition to that, if you look here, you see the round facility on the right-hand side? All right. The wingtip of an aircraft under FAA rules and regulations actually passes right through the center line of that. And is being relocated so that it increases the usability of those two hangars that are shaded in blue. Okay? It's another reason for relocating the facility. But it'll be out of the public side.
Okay. Just wanted to know.
Matt, I've got one question, if you don't mind. We had a discussion, I think a couple months ago, and former Commissioner De Leon came up.
I understand.
And he was very concerned about the size of the stock pens and the qualifications based on the ability to transport cattle and other livestock into Mexico, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, HNTB has been advised what the regulations would be. Obviously, they've taken into consideration those criteria in making this facility.
That is correct.
And we won't have to worry about change orders in order to accommodate the criteria for
This
shipping and
facility
storage
is being
of cattle.
this facility is being designed as closely as possible to an apples-to-apples match with this facility. But you just got to remember, this was built in 1973.
Well, and I guess my
Right.
concern is not that it's apples to apples, but that it meet the criteria necessary for cattle and other livestock and import-export for the, Mexican government
Being
and the
designed to
United
do
States
this,
of America,
the state of Texas has signed off on it.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Okay?
Robert, who got this award?
Siwa.
And do they subcontract out? Or usually when you get like,
No, according to what
They're
they
building.
submitted, they're gonna build it
Yeah.
themselves.
they're doing it themselves?
They're gonna
out
do
of
it
Brownsville,
themselves.
right?
It's a
Yes.
local contract.
It's a local contractor from Brownsville, yeah.
And how does it work? Well, if they get the deal, they're gonna, what do they do? Where are they gonna relocate it?
It's gonna be, this facility is gonna be relocated to the south side, to the back.
What happens is the contractor starts construction and constructs the new facility at the end of Vermillion Road in the foreign
And
trade.
who does the engineering on that?
H&D already did the engineering and so forth. But
Already done.
the way this is done, also the contractor will complete the final set of plans, make sure that those are signed off and sealed in accordance with state regulations.
Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Brown, the one we had problem with was the demolition of the other one, right? Of the existing one?
Yeah, what happens is this, the state can't shut down the facility for longer than 6 days. So what happens is the new facility is built over in the foreign trade zone at the end of Vermillion Road, and then when it is complete, within 6 days, the other facility is shut down, the new facility opens in the foreign trade zone, then this facility, the old one, is demolished. The whole process takes about a year.
Will HNTB continue to have work with this project?
Yeah, they have the contract.
Yeah, they have the,
For
I mean,
construction
they got the contract to do this design, so therefore they're gonna have to finish it.
It's construction monitoring, and then a separate firm will do the actual testing of materials.
How long will they be on that project, H&TB? When's the?
This project will take a year to finish.
Excuse me?
This project will take about a year to finish. From the time the new
What else they
facility,
got left to do besides relocating that? What else are they doing?
well, it's construction monitoring, that's all.
Demolition and new construction.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve by Richard Longoria, second by Commissioner Gowan. All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Please note my abstention. HNTB is one of my clients.
Well, we're gonna have one abstention and the rest approved it. Next. It's approved.
Thank you.
Item 9, consideration and action to award a term contract for annual maintenance for HVAC and R system equipment for the Brownsville Police Department Headquarters Building.
This is a continuation contract for the Brownsville Police Department for the main building. This contract is to this company by the name of Train. We're using TCPN contracting pricing. We have an interlocal agreement with TCPN. And basically the price that they have, the amount is the same as what it was last year, $49,237. This contract shall expire September 30th of next year, 2010, and we have the option to extend for 2 additional years. It's for the maintenance of the chilled water system. Funding is in place, it's under the general fund.
Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Zamora. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
I got a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Longoria, second by Commissioner Gowan. All in favor?
Aye.
Have a great night, guys.